what's up, and welcome back to the channel for yet another FC Finch Transformers review. And yes, we are finally through the backlog and kind of able to deviate and do our own thing. So we're going to take a look at a not so oldie, but a really goodie today. We're going to take a look at an official one, Transformers Masterpiece MP-53 Skids. And yeah, kind of a weird character to get a masterpiece of. This guy has maybe all of, like, I've recently seen his episodes. He has maybe 2 lines in all of G1 and less than 30 seconds of screen time. By comparison, Revenge of the Fallen Skids, you know, the dorky dude, he has more screen time than this guy, like infinitely. Like, he has infinitely more lines, infinitely more screen time. But either way, we are going to take a look at this guy. He does pack quite a big punch, as you're about to find out. Of course, he is a couple years old, so most people know already, but we're going to take a look at him anyway. And we're going to start off by taking a look at the box really quick. So again, we have our product shots of Skids on the front. Takara, no animation for them. MP-53, Cybertronian Warrior, Skids, lifelong design, all that good stuff. He is a Honda City, which is a compact car, not an SUV, as I see some people calling Skids. We have a nice look at that car mode. And then, of course, MP-53 Skids, Transformers Masterpiece, MP-53 Skids, and then, of course, Skids in robot mode with his guns mounted on him. And then, of course, on the back, we have language that I cannot read. He is a Honda City Turbo, and there he is with his buddies, and there he is with all the other product shots. And so there we go there, and there, of course, is his accessories. And, of course, we are going to take a quick look at the card. And again, is a language I cannot read. Got all his stats here, so he's really good at some stuff, not so good at other stuff. There he is in robot mode. There he is in vehicle mode. Looks really good. Turn it back. And yeah, we have a nice 3D animation, kids. This actually looks really good. You got some nice dust coming off the side there. I really dig it, so that is very cool. And we'll just take a quick glance at the instructions real quick, just to kind of see what we're dealing with, even though I always use videos, and I never really used the car instructions, but they look informative enough. We got some color shots, some schematics of the figure we are about to undertake, some text that I cannot read, and there we have a nice shot of Skids at the top. So there we go for all that, and we are ready to move on. So let's talk about Mr. Skids. And yeah, of course, packed in car mode, and this thing is like super cool. I love the paint job on this thing. I'd say this is totally 80s right here. I absolutely dig it. Nice little decal on there. Got the turbo in red text over black. Fully painted external. Looks really good, and I love the use of transparent plastic, the deep blue. Really just, it contrasts well with the rest of the vehicle mode, and it hides all the robot junk really well. Got the sunroof up here, Autobot logo on the front. Got the nice little yellow headlights. It just gives it kind of a rally feel. And then, of course, you got the grill, Honda. And then, of course, City down here. They paint for the running lights. Looks really good. Cleans up very well on the bottom. I mean, these are his legs, but you can hardly tell he's a robot. He does roll very well, very nicely. And, of course, got Honda City on the back. All the branding, all the Honda, the painted tail lights. All, again, I love this. Fully painted exterior. Absolutely beautiful. Got the side view mirrors and the classic Japanese car style, or classic car in general style. Even American cars had them more out on the hood. So there you go. He does come with a few gimmicks in this mode. You can kind of pull, you got to lift up on his hood, pull it out, and you do get a nicely appointed Honda engine in there. I'll get the light, and you can just see all the detail right there. You got the spark plug wires, all that, and the engine manifold looking really sharp. And you can close that up, and then, of course, the doors do open. It kind of fakes it because the running board kind of goes with it, but you can open that up, and to reveal nothing, it just tabs in right along here, and of course the 2 tabs that go right in the back here. And then, of course, if you kind of grab at the back of the trunk and then you just pull this out, you can, of course, open up his trunk to reveal nothing. It actually does have some weapon storage in there. And real quick, that's going to bring us to our accessories, and we'll just set Mr. Skids off to the side. So he does come with a couple of guns. He comes with his freeze blaster painted in light blue and black for the barrel. I think the barrel might be just plastic, or excuse, unpainted plastic. Then, of course, he comes with his electron gun. And then, of course, this is done in a nice chrome. Looks really good. And in the vehicle mode, what you can do is you can, of course, attach these in there. Now, the dual cannon does have this tab right here, and what you can do is you'll notice in the trunk you have that tab right back in here, and you could hook that in, and we'll do that real quick. And so there you go, and you can just see it stored nicely in back. Now, as for his little laser cannon, or his little freeze cannon, it doesn't really have, there's no tabs along here on the bottom, and the instructions just kind of say to kind of lay it neatly in back here, but you can do that. We can close up his trunk to shove this in and lock it back. I'll make sure everything tabs up here. And yeah, and he can have weapon storage totally in his trunk, and that is just the way I love my weapons storing in vehicle mode. Out of sight, out of mind. And that is really, really cool. Absolutely love it. And yeah, that does it for the vehicle mode. So let's get this guy transforming up into robot mode. And this transformation overall is pretty simple. I mean, it is a Takara transformation. Takara transformations in general tend to be on the more simple side, at least for most of their figures. I can't attest to the train bots, but either way, so let's get it underway. Now, the first thing we want to do real quick is let's pop the hood. And what we could do is you could take the side mirrors and just fold those in, close the hood just like that. We don't need that open anymore. And then let us open the trunk real quick. And let's let the groceries out, just take out his accessories because he does not need them in there anymore. That will only hinder our progress with the transformation. And then what we can do is let's open the doors, just kind of open all the doors. You'll see mine kind of separated. It just connects on 2 tabs from the top here. So we'll just open the doors just like that. And now what you can do is you can take the whole, you'll see that we got the whole back half of the car. You can just fold it down on this hinge. This is going to be the waist right here, just like that. And what we can do is let us split the legs like that. And now what you want to do is you want to bring this down, and you're going to bring this down this hinge just like that. That's going to kind of fill in. You can see his knee already. And now let us bring this piece up just like that, give ourselves some room. And the shin actually tabs in right along here. You can see a tab connection right here, and you can just bring this back. And as you bring it back, you just want to bring this piece down. You just want to bring, as you bring it back, excuse me, you bring this piece down, and just that will close up the inside of the leg just like that. Lastly, what you can do is you can bring down the foot, rotate this out. You're going to see it tab right into here, and then you can bring this back just like this. The wheel, you're going to rotate it around on this hinge just like this, and there you have one leg all done. Second one on the other side is just the same way. I'm going to do that off camera. And there we have a very awkward looking figure. So let's get underway. So what we'll do is we'll bring up the top real quick, rotate this up, just give ourselves some room to work, and we can start bringing out the arm. And as you bring it out, it's going to come out on this hinge right here. You can just bring it out all the way like that, and then we'll just completely like unravel the arm. What you can do is you can open this piece right here, and you're going to bring it up on this hinge here, and you'll notice in the wheel you got a tab right here, and you're just going to bring it in and tab this shoulder piece in. Now we can unravel the arm, bring the wrist down on this hinge, rotate the arm around just like this, so this side's facing, and then rotate this so the bicep is facing this way, and that is a single arm all done. Then what you could do is you could also bring this piece up. It just tabs in right in here. Tab it in just like that, and now you can bring this piece up like this, and this will tab in right into here, excuse me, just like that. But don't tab it in just yet. We're going to do the other arm real quick. I'm going to do that off camera, and we'll be right back. All right, now we're ready for the final steps. I know this guy just keeps getting weirder and weirder. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring back all this right here. And as you can do, you can push up the head just like this, and you can fold the trunk in back like this, and then fold this down just like this. And what's going to happen is, you notice you have a tab on the back here. You're just going to kind of push it in, and it will kind of just into right here, and that'll just kind of lock the back in just like that. And now what we can do is we can turn his head around, and there we go. And like magic, there we have MP-53 Skids in robot mode. And wasn't that simple and fun and enjoyable? So let's get a good look at our man Skids. And yeah, he's a really good looking bot. The face has some nice silver paint, just kind of a neutral expression. You can see the light blue for the eyes. Really, really nice. Again, his red of his head is all a nice light blue. You got more of the hood detail, same that we saw in car mode. And the body itself in robot mode is really a mix of painted and unpainted colored plastic. So again, again, you got like the light blue paint on the arm here, but then you have unpainted plastic right here and right here, which I think it really kind of contrasts well. I love the clashing and the contrast of colors. Really, really looks good. Lots of nice molded detail on the ankles and on the thighs right here. Again, looking good. Same thing with the midsection. Nice little molded detail right there. Really hides the hardware well too. Again, lots of pins and whatnot. Now he does feel kind of light. I don't think there's any die cast in him, and also he is feeling a bit on the light side. That of course is attributed to the hollowness in the back as well. Takara is notorious for this. I'm not crazy about it, but it seems to hide it well enough, especially when you consider the price tag. Also, real quick, just kind of a gimmick here, you can open the hood in robot mode in case you want to. And another thing I want to warn you about is if you push this head too far back, it will go back. They have to get a spudger to get it out, so that is one low point of the figure. Also, if we go to the back of the legs, again, really hides the hardboard. Well, even better than Fans Toys, I might add. You got these silver buttons right here, but that doesn't really intrude much into the figure. And of course, even though the real hatch is up here, you can see the molded in detail hatch up here, and that's kind of cartoony how they did it. It's not painted, but they got the nice molded detail. Looks really, really good. I do like that quite a lot. And since we're here, we'll just do his accessories really quick, since of course we've seen them already and they do attach in the robot mode. So again, of course, you have his blasters, and they'll just tab in to slots right on his forearms, and you could put them on either one. It does not matter. Just like that, and there you go. And now Skids is all armored up. Let's talk about his articulation real quick. We'll take the weapons off for this and still get out of the way. Oop, it's got a lock. The head does move around. You can get way back, but of course you have to use the spudger to get it out. And he just basically looks straight on, no looking down at all. Next up, you can move the doors in and out however you see fit. I like to keep them out, but we'll keep this closed real quick. The arms on a nice friction, moving all the way around. Then you could get all the way. Nice range of movement on the arms. And real quick, just ratchets in the thighs right here, but everything feels really good. Similarly to Ocular Max, it doesn't feel loose at all. It feels, but it doesn't feel too tight. So very good on that. He does have bicep swivel, very nice range of movement, and of course he can move his elbow, giving you a full range. Yeah. Next up, he does have, looks like on a mushroom peg, you can get rotation at the wrist, and then of course the finger, you get the three fingers that come out, and then the trigger finger on a separate hinge, and that is all you get at the fingers. Let's move his arms out just like that. He does have waist swivel, no ab crunch to speak of, but not a deal. He does give you a nice fusion kick on a nice ratchet, the only ratchet on the figure, I do believe. He gets you nothing back at all, but I do love how this whole carriage moves a little bit out to the side, not enough for the full split, and then of course he can get you just a little over 90 at the knee, which is pretty spectacular. And then of course thigh swivel, very nice, and he gets you a little bit of ankle tilt inwards, nothing much there, and then of course heel and toe tilt fore and aft, just like that. And that is actually a pretty nicely arranged figure, so really well done on the articulation. I love it. So let's do a couple comparisons, and first we'll bring in some of our fellow Takara bots right alongside. We'll bring in the boss bot, and then of course MP-39 Sunstreaker, and that looks spectacular together. Again, he fits right in with the bunch, as well he should, so it looks good right there. And lastly but not leastly, let us bring in a couple of the mini bots. Now, believe it or not, Skids is the only official mini bot that I do have, but we're going to bring in Fans Toys Rig and X-Trans Bots Boost, get him facing the camera. And yeah, I mean, he's a bit on the tall side. I mean, he's kind of in a mix between the standard Carbot from Takara and of course a very tall mini bot, but there he is, and there you go for that comparison. Again, looking really good, fits right in with the bunch. So let's summarize, and there we have for the Takara Tomy Transformers Masterpiece MP-53 Skids, and boy does it feel good to not have to say another name. And yeah, there's a ton to say about this guy, and it's all good. Beautifully painted, beautifully articulated, love the car mode, transformation, fun, simple, enjoyable. As far as hardware and material goes, you know, he's got no die cast and no major hardware to speak of, but on the same token, everything moves very nicely. It's got got it where it counts. It's nothing easy to move, nothing that's too loose. He's just a very solid moving bot. Comes with the right amount of accessories, especially considering how much of an appearance he had in G1. Again, this guy really doesn't need any alternate faces. And of course, he's priced appropriately, and you could probably find him on sale since, of course, he's still in stock at most places. And there you go there. Yeah. Overall, if I had to make a gripe, again, it's the gap in the back, but that is a very small gripe given everything that you get from this figure. And if this ends up being your first masterpiece, because he is so affordable, you're picking the right one. And I just think it's hilarious how a bot, once again, gets so little screen time in G1, and yet, even if you watch his videos of his G1 toy, this guy gets, the figure always ends up being really cool. So either way, that is going to conclude this video. Now, if you found this video fun and informative, consider hitting that like button. That really does help me out. Also, consider subscribing to the channel if you are a Transformers fan like myself. I also do Star Trek videos and a bunch of other toys, well, mostly Transformers and Star Trek, but check it out. You'll want to stick around for that. So consider subscribing to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. We are 355 strong, and that is just awesome. And that being said, it is time to end. So I have been FC Finch. Thank you so much for watching this review. Good night.